scratch and sniff.
Welcome to SNS Online, celebrating 70 years of the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yes, indeed, we're back on the road again, and this week, as you've just heard, we're in the fine city of Edinburgh to celebrate no less than 70 years of Fringe joy. In the show today, we travel the length and breadth of Edinburgh's Royal Mile, including all those out-of-the-way nooks and crannies, to discover the very best of the festival, to chat to performers and public alike, and to offer a sight, sounds, smells, and general scratch and sniff guide to what the festival is all about and what it means to everybody. I'm joined in my travels by Andy Cullip, the man of a dozen voices.
Hello.
As we gear up for our sensational two-man show, Randell and Cullip, Diseased. Might need a little bit of work. And we're going to do our very, very best to cover as many shows as possible and give you the lowdown. Although considering there's approximately 4,000 shows and events at the festival, covering all of them is about as lightly as Norman Lamont's being heard to say, "Where did that Clary chap go? I was rather enjoying that." So relax, put your feet up and join us for your one-stop, all-you-can-eat, fantastic Fringe Shop, full of cultural goodies and plenty of chortles, with added cappuccino shavings, not sprinkles, shavings, for one of the more posher, ever so slightly overpriced coffee shops that you might find in, say, the Old Town. This is SNS Online, and we're totally Fringeloopy. Well, having arrived, we were heading down to get my accredited SNS Online press pass and free packet of 70th anniversary Fringe biscuits at the Edinburgh Uni campus when we only get accosted outside the Frankenstein pub by a man in a nun's habit called Sister Mary. Now, these things are the norm in Edinburgh, and one simply learns to go with the flow. This is what happened next.
Bless our day, bless our show, bless it all, please be seated. Woo! Bless a jeep, bless a sheep, and a heap of Lego bricks. Bless a flap and a cap, and those dangerous old sticks. Let us bless one another till we turn a shade of blue. Bless a pipe, bless our abs, bless you. Amen. 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 Thank you so much for coming. What a fantastic show we've got lined up for you. I'd like to introduce you all to Brother Matthew here on the organ. Brother Matthew has played on some of the biggest organs from all over the world. Thank you. Now, this is the free Fringe, which means it's free to get in, but isn't to get out.
So, I've been wandering up and down the Edinburgh streets trying to sort out my press pass and all sorts of things, very stressed, and then I get accosted by a nun who drags me into my first show of the Fringe. Hello, Sister Mary.
Hello, Nicholas. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Now tell us a little bit about the show and why we should be going today.
So my show is called Sister Mary's Playtime, and it's a fun hour. It's a chat show, come variety show. There's lots of different acts every day, so we have 2 or 3 different acts a day. We might have a performance from another show that's appearing at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and then we also, it's just a lot of fun, and then I will interview the guests and talk to them about their show and what they're doing here in Scotland. And then as the time goes on, we play some games. There's a bit of audience participation. There might be a prayer or two, but generally it's called Playtime. And I want the people to come and share and play with me. Would you like to play with me, Nick?
I'll play with you anytime, Sister Mary. And I must say, Sister Mary is resplendent in her nunnery, I think you call it, or none of the above. So this is great because obviously first time to the Fringe, say if you're a tourist, you get to see this show and you also get a chance to find out about a lot of other things that are happening as well.
That's absolutely right, because there's so much going on in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And, you know, I mean, when I first worked here 11 years ago at the Gilded Baboon, and I remember thinking...
The Gilded Baboon?
Yes, the Gilded Baboon, run by Karen Corrin. I played the sportsman, and I remember thinking there is just so much, and obviously, over the years, the Fringe has grown so much, but especially the Free Fringe, where I'm playing at Frankenstein's on George IV's Bridge.
Well done. Now, hiding away is Tim MacArthur somewhere, who looks after Sister Mary. Is Tim about at all?
Oh, I'll just go and see if he's here. Timothy! Hi, Nick. Sorry. How are you?
That's amazing. That's a transformation. Tell us a little bit more about the background of this show and where it's going to as well. TV, I hear.
Well, I fingers crossed, I hope so. The lovely boys at Freelance TV, Barry and David, we were developing an idea about 3 years ago. And as an actor, I do quite a lot of things, from obviously doing theatre work. I do some presenting and hosting. And then I said, you must come and see this nun I know called Sister Mary MacArthur. Not related. And the boys came and they said, oh my goodness me, we love Sister Mary, why isn't she on television?
So you're hoping for a sitcom, or what's the ultimate plan?
Well, we're sort of developing quite a few different ideas. Obviously there's a sitcom potentially on the cards, but then also this sort of variety chat show format as well, which we don't really have on TV anymore. Mrs. Brown's is sort of...
That's probably the closest Alan Carr when he was doing his Chatty Man, but I guess there's now a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, and especially because, Mrs. Merton, and the great thing with Sister Mary is she is so family friendly, because there's quite a lot of innuendos in the show and what she says, but there is no vulgarity, there's no swearing.
What other guests have you got coming up?
So we've got quite a wide range of guests. Barry and David sort of tell me the day before who's coming on, and then I go, I know Tony Slattery is supposed to be coming on.
Brilliant.
And Rachel Tucker, who's the original Alphaba in Wicked in London.
Oh, yes. And
on Broadway. She's the longest serving Alphaba. So she's on the show on Monday. Can I do one more plug?
No.
So on the 21st of August, I'm doing a Sondheim review show here for an hour, which is I'm singing all the diva songs from Stephen Sondheim musicals.
That sounds wonderful. And the date is that?
21st of August at 1:15 p.m. Sister Mary's having the day off.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Get in line and see that show. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So, shiny press pass dangling around my neck, I decided to leave Andy in one of the many charity shops in Edinburgh, hoping to get a decent price. Never mind. Well, I begin my first of many cruises up and down the Royal Mile in the hope of pimping out my magnificent microphone and seeing what cultural goodies are available. Top tip, scratch and sniffers, just take a stroll and let the fringe come to you. It doesn't take long. So, who are you, sir?
I'm Lewis Wilding, the writer and director of War of the Sperms. So War of the Sperms tells the tale of 9 sperms who travel through sperm training school and into the great sperm race where we meet the egg. It's very fast, very ridiculous comedy. It's a bit of a blockbuster of a comedy of sorts, and it's very, very funny. We've been selling out very well the past few nights, and it's a lot of fun. It's ridiculous. There's people dressed up as sperms. It's smart, and it's only as rude as your mind is.
Is it quite sort of existential and all that sort of stuff,
I guess you could kind of say that. It definitely answers the questions of like what does a sperm think life is, and what love is, and it's kind of weird in that like it's about sperm, but it's very human.
Right.
Very, even though.
Any nudie action in it?
Sorry?
Any nudie action in it?
No.
Well, sperms, hey.
I'd say there's a couple of... if you were, like we said, it's only as dirty as your mind makes it. So there's nothing necessarily...
You don't know what's in my mind.
Well, come along and we'll find the deepest parts of your mind. But yeah, like that's the thing. It's like someone who's 12 can come along and they'll find it really cute and innocent, and then someone who's like 21 will come along and be like, this is really rude. But someone younger would just miss it because it's only what you infer.
It's a lot of innuendo-based jokes, so yeah.
Fantastic. And whereabouts is it? Where do we find it?
This is at Greenside Infirmary Street, and it's in the Forest Theatre, and it's venue 236, and it's on at 8:45 from the 4th to the 19th, not on Sundays.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Best of luck with it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello. Testes. Okay, right. So I have been accosted on the street in Edinburgh by the wonderful and effervescent, I never knew she wasn't, Hannah, who's going to tell us about 2 shows you're working on Fringe.
Yeah, that's correct. So I'm Hannah. We have 2 shows, both playing at Sea Royale, one at 2:20 and one at 4:40. They're both pieces of brand new writing which deal with similar things but in different ways. The first is called Submission. Submission is a play which uses Quranic verse and spoken word to tell the story of Samir, who's a British Muslim and is also gay, and the play maps how he comes to terms with his identity through the relationship with a white guy, basically.
That sounds so interesting.
Yeah, so quite a new perspective, quite, I guess, contentious, but I think a story which needs to be told. So
totally.
We're there. and that was written by my co-founder Shafiq Shah Jahan. The second is very fun and hopefully relatably real. It's called Sarah, Sky and Seven Other Guys, and it's basically a modern Will and Grace. It tells the story of Sarah and her gay best friend Sky, not semi-autobiographical at all, and kind of maps...
Names have been changed to protect the guilty.
Maps how their relationship is affected by 7 guys who the pair date over 2 years. So very funny. Come and see it. That's at 4:40 at Sea Royale as well. This is on Georgie Street, which is parallel to Prince's Street, which is the one with all the shops.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, and best of luck with the run.
Thanks very much.
All right, cheers. Sir, tell me about Moon. Sorry, Womb. I was really upside down. Tell me about Womb Raider.
Well, you get it, right? Like Tomb Raider, but Womb.
Yes.
So we're St. George's Medics Review. We've been up at the Fringe for 18 years now. We're on the back of 6 years of sellout shows. What we do is basically sketch show. It's some of it's medical, some of it's not, all of it's hilarious.
So you're a real medical person.
Yeah, I am. I should be studying right now, but instead I came to the Fringe. So good life choices me. Mum and Dad must be so proud.
Where is it?
It's 6:05 at the Surgeons Hall. Tickets are selling really fast. We sold out last night. We're only here till Saturday, so everyone should get their tickets fast.
Okay, and I've got the fractured eyelash. What should I do?
See a real medical professional, because let's face it, guys, I'm at the Fringe.
My name is Pius McGrath. I'm with Sunday's Child Theatre Company, which are a Dublin-London collective. Yeah. And basically the show is about 3 girls who have a crazy night out in Dublin, but the audience gets to decide what happens to them.
Oh, that's really interesting. Interactive interaction.
We actually pause proceedings at all the dramatic plot points in the story and ask the audience what they should do next. Yeah. So you will never see the same show twice.
Okay. That's brilliant. So where are you on? Give us details.
We are on in George Square Studios in Studio 4.
And it's called The Friday Night Effect, a new interactive production by Sunday's Child. And it's on every day, right?
Every day, bar the 14th. Every day at 2:35. Studio 4, Assembly Gardens, George Square.
Wow, they all sound so good, with their brilliant titles, well-written, shiny flyers, and enthusiastic verbal self-write-ups. I mean, what's to choose? The thing is, readers, do not allow yourself to get into a panic about it. If you've got an hour to spare and you're near a venue, pop in and take one off. Or if your head's about to explode because of a conflict of choices and lack of time, then kick your heels off. Sit somewhere nice where you can relax, people watch in the sun and perv away at hotties several decades too young for you. Order a nice cappuccino, oh thank you, and listen to some free street music. Buskers! Just wonderful. And although you can walk away without giving them any money, if you've enjoyed what you've heard, dig deep, because these wonderful performers all need to eat and pay for accommodation. Okay, lecture over. Time for a fresh perspective of the Fringe now. Press guru Faye Lawrence, who deals with all your wonderful press and media needs from Edinburgh's Pleasance Theatre.
Okay, so I work in the press office for the Pleasance. I am the broadcast liaison officer, which means if someone wants to come in and film a show or do an interview of someone, I get in touch with the PRs for the acts, make sure they're happy with it, and then in turn, I will go back to the venue staff at Pleasance and let them know that a film crew's coming in today. They're going to need a sound feed from the desk. They're going to need 3 seats taken out. Just make sure that everyone's happy and everyone also knows what's going on at the same time. We've got a lot of people coming and talking to us about the history of the Fringe, and people are really interested in knowing what we are doing as the Pleasance to celebrate the 70th year. I don't know if you know, but when the Fringe started 70 years ago, it was sort of an act of solidarity after World War II, getting artists back together and getting people sort of celebrating, making theatre, making comedy again. That's how it started. And this year, because it's the 70th year, we're kind of using that vibe of solidarity and collectivity, and we're putting on a one-off show called the Requiem for Aleppo, which is a one-off piece of dance and music. It's at the EICC, and it's all in aid of Syria relief. So that's kind of how we're channeling the original sort of purpose of the Fringe at the Pleasance.
That sounds wonderful. And is that running every day?
It's just on the 16th of August, so it's a one-off sort of charity gala event, and then there's a meal and drinks and things like that afterwards, if people are interested in that.
So that's very soon. So what else have you been dealing with, type of acts and also recommendations?
Well, my favourite show I've seen so far, I actually saw it on the first day of the Fringe, so it really set the bar high. It was But Kopinski. She's a character comedian from America. She's been doing the Buck Kopinski show for a few years now. A couple of years ago it was on the Free Fringe, but it was so popular it's now moved to Pleasance. So she's a character comedian doing a parody of film noir. So there's no stage. You sit almost in the round with her, and she comes through the audience the whole time, playing this character of Buck Kopinski, the private detective. And the room's in complete darkness, and she has a lamp over her head, and she shines the light on the audience, and it's so collaborative. So everyone in the audience plays a part in this like film noir mystery story.
What would you say to a newcomer coming to a Fringe? I mean, I've explained it. It's almost like the biggest menu you can ever see of food, and you don't know where to start. And say you've got about 4 or 5 days. There's free stuff, there's paid stuff. You need to know where your locations are to go to one to another. Do you have any general advice for newcomers?
I would say have a look at the programme. It can be very overwhelming, but have a Google, have a look at the papers, see what people are saying, maybe book a couple of, if you want to see a big comedian like James Acaster, Ed Gamble, if you want to see them, maybe book a couple of things a night, so you've definitely got a certain plan, but then maybe just wander around the mile, like get handed a flyer and just go to something that you never thought you'd go to, because you don't really get a chance to do that in other places, and shows are only an hour, so even if you don't like it, you can get a drink afterwards and just laugh about it. There's loads of free magazines placed everywhere, so you can just sit down somewhere, have a coffee, just have a flick through, see what takes your interest.
Brilliant. Faith, thank you so much. Best of luck with the rest of the festival.
No worries, thank you.
The lovely Faye Lawrence there. But now it's high time for some more theatre. Pick a show, any show. Okay, I've just seen an amazing deconstructed show, perhaps you would describe, about superheroes in movies. And it's a trilogy of shows. And you are, sir.
Hello, I'm Andrew Roper, and the show's Superheroes Secret Origins. These shows are about superheroes, the comic book superheroes that we all like. This one's the third one, and it's about the movies. And I strive to make it so that it's funny and fun, entertaining and geeky, but that we find stuff that you wouldn't know. So by the end of it, you walk out going, oh, I didn't know that, wow! That's the whole idea of it.
Absolutely. And you were showing lots of clips from movies and clips from Superman that hadn't been seen, and you were saying that some stuff from Superman 2 had to be remade because they sacked the director. What a nightmare. But I mean, fascinating for us as an audience.
Well, the idea is I want people to walk out fascinated. Yeah. This is the third show I've done, and the second one, there was a fellow who was doing a PhD in comic books, and he came to me afterwards and went, I didn't know any of that. So that's the idea. And if you're not a super geek, you should still be able to follow it. Absolutely. And just walk out going, wow, it opens people's eyes. I hope, anyway.
It seems to be accessible to everybody. I mean, myself and Andy, we watch the movies, we read some of the comic books. Well, we'd say we're sort of on a 50% level of geekness for that.
Oh yeah, you definitely gave away your geekness. I could see you in the audience getting jokes that no one else got. And I thought, okay, those two, I was sitting there going, one of us. And
what happens is we want to prove it to everybody, so we shout out the loudest.
Yeah, but that's good. I say at the start of the show, some people will know a lot of it, but they enjoy the fact that we're talking about it and having fun with it.
And it's at
Bar 50, okay, with the Free Festival at 8:30 every night. So come on down.
But from Superman to Dolly Parton. Seriously. I've just seen Dollywood. It is bonkers. It is fantastic. And you two ladies are?
We're Shit Theatre. I'm Rebecca Biscuit. And I'm Louise Mothersole.
Normally make political stuff. Last year's show was about the housing crisis. The year before that was sort of feminism and then medical trials. And this year, with the world as it is, we're like, we can't do anything out of anger. We want to do something out of love. And we both love
Dolly Parton.
So this year we went to Dollywood, which is Dolly Parton's theme park, which is on the site of Dolly Parton's childhood home in Tennessee.
We stuck some money aside for research, guys.
So we did a 3-day round trip to Tennessee, where we spent 1 day at Dollywood, and whilst we were there, we also tried to break into the Body Farm, which is
So that is a real place nearby, this Body Farm, which is was cut into the video clips we saw.
So we were basically we saw it as the antithesis of Dollywood.
Totally.
Because
Dollywood's all about preservation and celebrating life.
And celebrating her life and preserving. There's a full recreation of her childhood home on the Dollywood site. And then 10 minutes down the road from Dollywood is this body farm where corpses are literally left outside in this field to rot sort of naturally, which is...
For scientific purposes.
Yeah, not for fun.
I mean, can you smell it when you're...
it was
in
really...
Dollywood, you can smell it. Smell the corpses.
No, not in Dollywood.
No, you can't smell the corpses in Dollywood, no.
You can smell the corpses in the car park that you try to break into the body farm.
What you can smell in Dollywood is lots of funnel cake, which is delicious smelling.
Funnel cake,
Well, my boyfriend's been to Dollywood. He's a massive fan. That's why I was dragged by my ear to this. I had no idea what I was expecting, but it was fun. And I saw some knockers as well, ladies and gentlemen, and they were fantastic. So,
thank you.
What a beautiful pair of knockers.
So give us a little sort of a soundbite of why we should be going to your show and where it is and how long it's for and all the rest of it. Blah, blah, blah.
Our show is, as you quite rightly say, full of knockers, and it's on Summer Hall. Thank you. That was Jen, our manager, laughing at
She's laughing at the size of our knockers.
Yeah, we have some big knockers.
They get their knockers out.
Yeah.
We've got many knockers in this show.
What a beautiful pair of knockers.
Yeah, you also get to see our 3 Dolly Parton tattoos that we got whilst in Dollywood. It's on at Summer Hall every day at 9:15 p.m. And if you love Dolly Parton or hate her,
or death,
if you love death,
or hate death,
if
you love cloning or hate cloning,
or if you hate sheep or women, then come along.
That's brilliant. You should be like conjoined twins the way you carry on. Are you going to give us a little blast of something just before?
Oh, we could do a little quick cheerful number.
A little quick cheerful one.
So, one day in the summer, we took some flowers to place on some old family graves. Jeannie said, Mummy, ain't it dark in the ground? Oh, Daddy, I'd be so afraid. Then she looked up at her daddy and me and said something that broke both our hearts. She said, when I die, please don't bury me, 'cause Jeannie's afraid of the dark. Cheerful little disco number from Dolly Parton there.
That was brilliant. Thank you so much. Now, during our show today, we will be doing our very best to cover as much ground as we can, examining an eclectic range of shows that reflect the eclectic nature of SNS Online itself. So from new writing, drama, stand-up comedy, improv, music, circle skills, and many, many more, this could be your try before you buy Horses Doovers taster session. I speak French too. But do bear in mind that this will be our experience, our own unique Edinburgh Fringe. Yours may be very different, and just as thrilling, if not more.
If the radio's dull in the neighborhood, who you gonna call?
Nick Randell.
Well, at the end of a very long first day, Andy and I retreat to our digs in nearby Leith to unwind and try to make a decision or two on some of these flyers.
Ooh, War of the Sperms. Oh my. Ooh, Murder She Didn't Write. Sounds interesting. How to Suffer Better. Try 10 years with Nick. Ooh, circled in the Radio Times. We wanted to see that, didn't we?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'll circle that. Pass me the pens.
All right.
It's green.
It doesn't matter.
Well, green is for undecided.
I thought green was for environmentally friendly theatres. It's red. Wow, loads of pens here. What's blue then?
Anything potentially racy.
We hope. What about orange?
Anything free.
What's pink then? The homosexual avant-garde with possibility of dangly bits as a fuller expression of artistic freedom?
No, free parking.
Oh yeah. Purple?
Next to a pub.
Yes, that makes sense. Make a quick exit.
Yeah, if it all gets a bit Amtron. Ooh, I was a fluffer for Skippy.
What's that, comedy?
No, in conversation.
Ah, okay. Yes, I'll go to that.
Pen.
Which pen?
Puce.
Puce? Puce? Where's Puce?
Well, you had it.
I haven't got Puce. So, day 2 of our trip to Edinburgh. Time to get out on the streets and meet the crowds. So I've been enjoying the Russian String Orchestra today as walking along in sunny Edinburgh. Tell us a little bit more about it.
So it's 15 people from Moscow who are playing great classic music. Every day we have new program and we are playing in space in 2 different spaces every day. Yes.
Well, that sounds wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And so how long have you guys been going?
About 25 years already.
5 years,
Yeah.
wow.
So they are playing most of all in USA, in Moscow, and sometimes in China as well. So, but here we are for the first time.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, cheers. We got some buskers from a school in the south of France that just about to start playing. Fabulous. But moving on. I'm with the cast of Caravaggio, and Caravaggio himself is here to speak.
Hello, my name is Alex Markey, and I'm playing Caravaggio in the show.
He's in the morgue. Damn him. The selfish bastard! This ending between the two of you was inevitable. I mean, instead of him in that morgue, it could have been you. What a waste of talent that would have been. I just wish you'd pick your friends better. Karachi would have been a wonderful influence on you.
Karachi knows fuck all. His paintings are just daubs. He shouldn't earn enough to buy trousers to pull over his tiny lady cock.
It tells about the last 4 years of the painter. He was a troubled painter. He was quite unique for the era. He was revolutionary and shook the system, literally. And the show is very gripping because it does have everything. It's passionate, energetic, sexy. There's very physical. There's a lot to enjoy. Some choreography as well, and of course comedy.
Is this the Fathers of Santa Maria della Scala commission I obtained for you?
Yes, I wanted the death of the Virgin.
Well, they'll never accept it.
Why the fuck not? It's brilliant.
It's too real. I mean, it's almost painful.
I used Francesco's mother the day she died.
She's no virgin.
That's true. But she's a woman.
The mother of God.
A woman.
With dirty feet. She looks like a corpse.
Well, she's dead.
You're painting for the Fathers of Santa Maria. They will want the Mother of God.
And they'll have it. The Mother of God was a woman.
A woman, yes. A whore, no.
Just because she had sex, that doesn't make her a whore. She was a mother. A mother who loved her son and then died.
The Mother of God didn't die. She ascended.
Talking about comedy, Richard Unwin
Hello.
plays the Pope's representative. Or whatever. What was your actual name?
Cardinal Del Monte, who's a gay cardinal who likes young men and wine. Terrible typecasting, again. It's a stretch for me. I'd say come and see this play because it's a great break from all the nonsense of the Fringe, which is musicals about avocados. This is a proper play with a beginning, middle and end.
So was Caravaggio's work considered to be quite blasphemous at the time? It was the whole painting was very interpretive in a modern, very different way to the old masters.
Yes, definitely. He was revolutionary, and the church refused many of his paintings, but they also loved him. Like Del Monte here, he really appreciated his talent and his art, and he fought for it. So, like I said, he shook the system from the inside, but he paid a price for it.
I'm Dorothea Jones, and I play Lena, who was famously one of Caravaggio's muses. So a lot of the females in his paintings that you would see was Lena. And
She's sort of on the strumpet end of friendship. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, she was.
But he was a bit of a whoopsie as well, wasn't he?
But I play a prostitute, and I'm sure in that world at the time, to make a bit of money, I probably did both myself. Yes, I'd imagine.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. But yeah, you have to come and see the show. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful story about an incredibly gifted man who, unfortunately, because of his gift, I suppose he kind of was led to his ultimate demise, because he just seen the world in a different way. And come see the play, because we've created a world that is beautiful. It resembles his paintings. It's captivating, gripping, and sexy.
It's high culture and it's very good. So I should just say we're on at 2:55.
That was just about what I was going to ask you.
2:55 every day at venue 39, which is the Radisson Hotel.
I think it's time to slat it up on the Royal Mile again. Okay, I'm here in the Royal Mile, soaking up the Fringe, and the sun is even thinking about creeping out of the shadows. So, sir, you're standing on a orange bin. I've got beans on toast written here somewhere. Tomfoolery, give us the lowdown. What's going on?
It's Tomfoolery, Abracadabra Beans on Toast. It's a fun kids show for all the family.
All the family?
All the family, all ages. 4, 3, 2, 1, upwards of 98 and any age at all. Yeah, we're at Greenside Infirmary until the 12th.
But what's the infirmary?
The Greenside Infirmary, the Mint Studio, until the 12th, every day at 3 o'clock.
So this is great if you're a family, got young kids, you want everybody to be happy, so no rude words, etc.
Absolutely no rude words at all. No, it's a family show. I'm a children's entertainer, but it's designed, kids and adults go out liking it as well.
Do you do any magic?
Absolutely. Loads of city magic all the way through. Magic and music and dance and all sorts. Everything in.
That's brilliant. And you've got a Twitter handle?
I have Tomfoolery UK.
Brilliant. Check it out, folks. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And best luck with the run.
Thank you. Cheers, buddy.
A trio of 3 plucky young kids become superheroes to spread the word of communism in the land of Dollaropolis and fight evil capitalist giant hot dogs and brokers. And a 300-year-old communist mother gives this mission to her son.
But has it got any content?
I mean,
a journey of self-discovery from a young boy who's called Carl Communist, who, after his mother dies, is given the task to spread the word of communism and has to find his way of doing that through his support of his friends.
Yeah, but what's your superpower, man?
What's friendship? That's all you need.
Oh, we love friendship. We love a bit of friendship.
Yeah,
where are you on?
Where am I on? Greenside Infirmary.
I know you're standing here now, but I mean,
Greenside Infirmary Street, yeah, 5:50.
Furry Street?
Infirmary Street.
Infirmary Street.
Greenside Infirmary Street, 5:15 every day.
That's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Oh, hello. Who are you?
My name's Ella.
And what are you up to?
We're doing Did I Choose These Shoes on just off the Royal Mile at Drury Street.
What does it mean to be a girl? Does it mean to have pink pom-poms sprouting from the handles of my first bicycle, the one I would ride to school? Barbie backpack securely tightened, pretending not to be frightened by the uneven pavements or the distorted whistles that would soon reach my ear.
So did I choose these shoes? Tell us about it.
It's a spoken word and physical theatre piece encompassing what it means to be a girl growing up in the 21st century and all the different choices on offer for young women through the character of an insecure/conflicted teenager trying to deal with her own insecurities whilst also combating misogyny.
Oh, that sounds really interesting. Is it new writing?
Yes, I wrote it.
You wrote it, yeah. And are you a student of thespian stuff, or what?
Yes, I study script writing and performance at UEA, but I actually developed the show on my gap year and took it to Brighton Fringe, and it sold out there, won the Pebble Trust Talent Grant, and now we're here. So I've developed it further, put in more physical bits, changed the writing a little bit, but it's mostly all spoken word storytelling, and it's all the characters and all the stories are true to life. They're all inspired by my own experience growing up today and all my friends' experiences as well.
So, are you still a student, or are you now out there doing your thing?
No, I am a student. I just finished first year, so I do script writing. So I'm going on second year. So
you're really very advanced, I should say.
Thank you.
So where are you on Twitter? Are you on Twitter?
We are rhythm_theatre on Twitter, and then you can find us Rhythm Theatre on Instagram and also on Facebook. And we have a trailer.
What does it mean to be a girl? So much more.
That's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think there should be lots of trailers on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And best of luck with it.
You too.
You know what, readers? Seriously, it's like the biggest takeaway menu you could possibly ever hope to read. You want to do them all, but with over 4,000 shows and general events here, it will never happen. I mean, even if you ran from one show to the next, 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 to the next show, to the next, 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 for the entire festival, and didn't even poo for a whole month. Whew. I think I need a poo now.
Asked a simple question, and I told you why. It wasn't on a dare or on a whim. It's hard to comprehend now that the reason why is simply that I went along with him. Richard and I were very close.
I have here the cast of Thrill Me, an amazing, apparently true story of betrayal, murder, love, all sorts. Tell us all about it, guys. You were brilliant, by the way.
Thank you. Well, it's based on the true story of two Chicago college students in the 1920s who basically, what's the best way to describe it? What's their relationship?
My character, Richard, Nathan, Harry's character, is in love with Richard, and Richard sort of uses him and manipulates him to help him commit crimes, because Richard gets thrills out of committing crimes. It all escalates out of control, and then they end up committing quite a heinous crime.
There's still some paper clips, apparently, from Lickle Factory. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, it's a bit stronger than that, folks.
They kill a child.
Yes.
But
that's
Bobby
not the main
Franks.
plot twist. There's two massive twists at the end we won't give away, but you'll see them if you come and watch our show every day at 4:05 at C2 at the top of the mile.
Brilliant. And do you have Twitter handles and all that?
Thrill Me UK?
Yeah, there's at Thrill Me UK, which is the show's Twitter handle, and then mine's at Harry Downs.
And I'm at Ellis_Dacombe, DACKOMBE.
Scratch and Sniff. Online! With Nick Randell.
I'm going to pause and listen to this young lady now, singing like an angel.
Flashback to hot summers, tiptoeing down the stairs, retracing my old steps as a child. In every room I find myself counting photo books stored on shelves, and then we pack them into boxes to rest. And as I say my goodbyes, I close my eyes.
Okay, so we just stopped for a drink in between all the amazing acts, and I was chatting to this chap, mid-wee actually, about his act. Tell us all about it and who you are.
Hi everyone, I'm Nathan Webb and I'm doing a bit of a stand-up show up here. Lots of open spots and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
Okay, excellent. So any particular places you are... Any venues to reference for you? And what's your show about?
Well, it's very much, I'm jumping on compilation shows, and you can find me wherever I may be. Non-venue specific, but I'm looking to do my own show next year, so you can come and check me out there.
That sounds fantastic. And any recommendations you have of things you've seen at the Fringe or your mates for the worth of plug?
Well, you should go and see Chris Choppin, without a doubt.
Okay.
He's a good friend of mine, and he's getting me on his compilation show. Stefan Allen. I'm thinking how many I can name check here, so I get lots of gigs in the future. Jordan Brooks is great, really great. Cardiff-based act, he's got his own show here now this year, and he's incredible. We're going to see him later on. I've seen him many times. And my friend Cole Holworth. Okay. You need to see Cole Holworth because he's fantastic. But I've got a Facebook page. You can check me out at @NatWebComedy.
You get that?
That's at @NatWebComedy. And I've done a viral video on Penarth house prices, which had over 60,000 views in a weekend.
Oh wow, that's pretty good, isn't it?
A bit of a parody of a Coldplay song called Up and Up.
Okay.
Which sounds a bit, when Chris Martin's singing it, it sounds a bit like he's saying in Penarth.
Driving in the sun, taking in the view, checking out the houses, can't afford a room in Penarth. In Penarth.
And
it's like Sue Lawley with the Police, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. So I thought I'd record something and just did it for a bit of fun and put it up and got lots of views. I think it's about 90,000 now. But the best bit was people commenting on it and saying, do you know what, when we were driving along, we thought he was singing in Penarth instead of Up and Up as well. So that was nice. Lovely to meet you in a toilet scenario and now outside on this lovely sunset.
Just to explain, I was in the cubicle, he was outside washing his hands and wiping makeup off or whatever. I don't know, you were getting out of a dress or something, I'm not sure what was going on.
That's what he's telling people, but for the record, yeah, that's not what happened.
You know what, Harry? When all this blows over, I was thinking that maybe you and I could, move in together. Matching pajamas, shared baths, Netflix and chill. Sex.
Yeah, maybe, Harry, maybe. There's just one thing that doesn't make sense to me. Why was Snape trying to kill me?
Well, Harry, sometimes I think it's puzzling that I like to sneak into Professor Flitwick's chamber and sniff his underpants. I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that.
So, Tom, I've just seen Pottervision. I thought it was fantastic. Do you want to sell us the show?
Yeah, sure. Pottervision is a sketch show almost, where 4 adult men recreate the Philosopher's Stone. Only that's what we use to market it. Only everything's not as it seems. There's some surprises in there as well. Yeah.
So, what is it about Harry Potter that made you want to sort of explore, affectionately explore the amusing side of it?
Well, the first film is very iconic. It was directed by Christopher Columbus, and he's always had this thing about children having interest in dialogue.
And he discovered America as well, didn't he?
He did. He absolutely did.
He's quite a multi-talented guy.
He does so much. He's brilliant. I'm a massive fan. I think that Americans aren't that much of a fan of him anymore, though. But yeah, and the dialogue in the first film is very recognisable, and a lot of people say when the film came out saw it so many times, like VHS, and so it's just so easy to parody.
Absolutely. So tell us where it is. How long is it running for? How can people find you?
We are at Espionage in the Pravda Room. We are on for the full run. The last day is on the 27th of August. It's 2:30 every day, but get there early because we sell out every day.
And now you're on Twitter and Facebook, etc.
We are on Twitter, the Pottervision, because a Spanish TV show got Pottervision. Damn, Pottervision! And on Facebook, just Pottervision.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
A quick but significant shout out to the fantastic Doug Anthony All-Stars Live, an anarchic Australian collective who made their name in the late 80s with such classics as Commies for Christ. One of their number, Tim Ferguson, has MS, and instead of ignoring it, they've incorporated it into their act as a two-fingered salute to illness and the advancing years. Andy and I got to see them while we were here, and they didn't disappoint. Very, very funny. But the bit we actually enjoyed the most was a song they sang with their younger selves from Australian TV. So as a nod to their brilliance and a music choice for Andy, let's have a little listen.
I will come to you at night time, and I will raise you from your sleep. Lord, I will kiss you in four places as I go running up your street. And I will squeeze the life out of you, and you will make me laugh and make me cry, and we may never forget it. You will make me call your name, and I'll shout it to the blue summer sky, and we may never meet again. So shed your skin, let's get started, and you may throw your arms around me. Yeah, you may throw your arms around me. Well, I came for you at night.
You're listening to an extended edition of SNS Online, celebrating 70 years of the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh. And if you want to comment on this or any other show, then please like our Facebook page, SNS Online, or Twitter @Scratch and Tweet. There's also an email address, snsonlineshow@gmail.com. All our shows are free and downloadable by searching on SoundCloud for, wait for it, SNS Online. I do hope you're taking all this down. Well, another big day looms, and after getting lost, joining long queues and walking the length and breadth of the city to do no less than 5 shows, we were a little bit cultured out, to be honest. Cue the deep fried shot where everything is deep fried, which almost included Andy, until we actually escaped. It's a long story for another time. To be honest, we just wanted to down a deep-fried kebab, burp our fun-sized packs of onion rings out to celebrity bros, bid on the side, and throw the hard-dead, unpopped popcorn at the bottom of the bowl at that woman off the Trivago ad. Oh, isn't she smug? So that's it for tonight. So sweet dreams, folks. I know I will, and I'll see you tomorrow. Walking, up and down, walking through some dark, dank brickwork arch, outside, over some cobbles, back in, up and down, more steps, looking for the latest venue, Google Maps failing, we're rushing, starts in 2 minutes, sold out, the best thing since whatever, more darkened corridors, then through somebody's private sitting room, up the stairs, past a couple actually having sex in their bedroom. Eventually making it at the end of a very long queue. Waiting, plucking up the courage to ask if they're queuing for whoops, there go my bloomers. Realising I've accidentally passed through an interdimensional wormhole. I'm actually queuing for powdered eggs in 1943. Hasty retreat, bombs dropping, rescued by the doctor. TARDIS. 2 a.m. Okay. Note to self. No cheese after 8 o'clock. Okay, day 3, folks. I fancy going to the circus today. Don't you, readers?
To Bombay, a travelling circus came. They brought an intelligent elephant, and nearly was her name. One dark night, she slipped.
So Head First Acrobats just saw your show. It was amazing, dazzling, slightly homoerotic, I must say. Anyway, to be professional, tell us all about how you got started and how come you're here at the Fringe.
We all started off in different parts of circus at different ages, but we came together at Melbourne National Institute for Circus Arts, and we all, me and the big fella were together in the same year, and then the other guy was a few years above us. We just started working together, made like a little show, and the main zombie theme was based around the guy who was a few years above us, a showcase act, and then we made this science-themed show, and we've been touring it for about 3 years, and we've just had a director on, and he worked with us for about 2 weeks making the show better, and then now this is sort of the first run of the new and improved version of the show.
Tonight, we will be demonstrating our experimental range of body-enhancing elixirs. Please give a round of applause for our head of research, Professor Wolfgang Kunstmann.
So there's a real narrative going on. You're in a lab experimenting on yourselves, drinking amazing potions, and then you do these amazing... Let's run through some of the skills that you've demonstrated tonight, because obviously this is radio.
Yeah, we do adagio, which is like mano on mano, like human balancing on humans. We do ladder balancing, so it's a freestanding ladder with someone on it. We do sear wheel, which is a giant metal ring you sort of spin around in.
Oh, that was my favourite. That was you, wasn't it? That was awesome, man.
Thank you. What else do we do? We do teeterboard, which is like basically a big seesaw that we do flips on and stuff. And I think that's about it. Yeah, and then a lot of clown. I'm a trained clown, so that's sort of what peppered through.
You were an adorable clown. You were brilliant. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
So, give us a little detail about where you are and when's this playing for people who want to find you, and also Twitter, etc.
Yeah, we are in the Circus Hub in the Meadows, working for Underbelly, and we are on at 10:15 every night except for 2 Mondays. So you can check the guide to see exactly when we're on there. But we are Elixir by Head First Acrobats.
And Twitter, all the rest of it?
Yeah, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, Tinder, all the things.
Tinder and Grindr, hopefully.
Yeah, and Grindr. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Scratch and Sniff. With Nick Randell.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Andy and I are hoping to recreate our past glories at the Fringe and revive Randell and Cullip Diseased to our adoring public. Andy says there were no past glories and I must stop listening to the voices in my head. However, take a listen to this. Us back at the Fringe in 1822. Specifically, the Underbelly Undercarriage. They don't write tunes like this anymore.
Hot gingerbread and dynamite. Boy, drink nothing but that each night. Back in Nagasaki where the fellas choose backy and the women wicky wacky woo. Oh man, how they entertain. I mean, they hurry a hurricane. Back in Nagasaki where the fellas choose backy and the women wicky wacky woo.
A Fujiyama, I got a mama, then your troubles increase. A sense of colour, and a soda. First take a milkshake, 10 cents a piece. Keep up, sweetie. They hug you and kiss you each night. By jingo boys, it's worth a prize. Back in Nagasaki, oh, just keep back in the women wicky woo.
Woo. Back in Nagasaki where the fellas choose backy and the women wicky wacky woo. In the women wicky wacky woo.
Andy, the man of a dozen voices, and myself singing the classic Tin Pan Alley hit from 1928, Nagasaki there. We even had an email about it once. It came flooding in. Never mind. It was for something else anyway. But who knows, Randell and Cullip Diseased could just be around the corner. And now, it's time for Doctor Who and the bagpipes of doom. So I'm here with Doctor Who fan Rob Lowe from Who Me. Now, I've just seen it. Tell us a little bit more about it and the background.
Well, basically, I put the TV show Doctor Who on trial to find out whether it's been a positive or negative influence over my life, because I've been obsessed with it since I was 17, and I needed to get to a point to find out whether it's a good thing or a bad thing to be that obsessed with something. So, yeah.
Okay, and do you think it is a good thing or a bad thing? Obviously, spoilers, we don't want to ruin the end of it, but...
Well, all the cliched, bad things about it, if you want to go, sort of like having an antisocial lifestyle, not being able to communicate, staying in one place, being so obsessed you don't, you remember dates of Doctor Who airings, but you don't remember family members' birthdays. That does balance out with, the positive influences and how he inspires you and how, it can make your life better to live up to his ideals of the world. Because Doctor Who is all about change and hope, and that type of stuff is really good to sink your teeth into.
Absolutely. And she's now female as well.
Yes, yeah. As Colin Baker says, you've got to be very careful now with your pronouns and your nouns. And it's incredible. Jodie Whittaker's incredible. I'm so excited to see where the show goes now.
So you've been quite involved in Doctor Who fandom. I'm sure I've seen you at conventions wearing the David Tennant outfit. It has been mentioned a few times, but you do look a little bit like David Tennant. Are you getting used to this level of sort of reflective fame? I don't know.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's 6 degrees of fame type of thing. Yeah, I feel like Kevin Bacon's understudy or something like that. So yeah, it's been good to throw myself into the fandom using the springboard of kind of looking like the Doctor for a little bit and then going deeper, and people can find out I'm more than just a kind of face.
And I remember who I was talking about earlier. You reminded me of somebody else from Dynasty. George Hamilton III.
George Hamilton. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. I have never got that before. Last night I got compared to John Steed from the Avengers.
I'll go with that, definitely.
I will go with that as well. I'll go with the original McNeese version, not the Ray Fiennes version, not the Ray Fiennes version. I've got Jim Carrey a couple of times. So yeah, it's all there.
There are loads of tribute shows. You could just do this for the rest of your life, man.
I am locked and set in stone for the rest of my life.
And I've got to say, folks, if you see this, you'll see the Doctor Who dance, which I've sort of decided to call it, and it is the definitive guide to Doctor Who without having to see any episode at all. I thought it was fantastic. I love the falling off the gantry and the cricket and everything.
Yeah.
I was whispering to my partner, right, we're coming up to Colin Baker.
And there's Colin. Yeah. I wanted to do one time at the Oscars. You know how they do the in memoriam type thing? Yeah. Sometimes they do it really tacky. Sometimes they do it quite classy. One year I saw them show all the in memoriams of producers and actors who passed away, and they had a modern dance group do this movement piece of all the representations, and I went, that's tacky. I think I can use that in a show.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, listen, just give us some little details about where you are, where you're performing, and blah, 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 how do people get to you, etc., and also Twitter stuff.
Of course. I'm performing Who Me at the Rose Theatre here in Edinburgh for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which is on Rose Street. I'm here to the end of the month. I'm here to the 28th of August. I'm on every single night.
So there's no escape.
There is no escaping me or you. At 8:15 every night. If you want to find out more information, go to my Facebook page, just type in Rob Lloyd Who Me. Go to my Twitter, which is @FutureRobbie, which is all one word, lowercase Robbie double B-Y. I'm on Instagram, all that type of stuff. Everything's on my website, robloyd.com.au.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Rob. Well, we're coming to the end of part 1 of our special 2-part celebration of the Edinburgh Fringe at 70. But before we do, there's still time for a shout out to Peter Hudler, who's produced a 50-minute genre-bending show featuring the cello. His styles vary from baroque to rock, folk, bluegrass and jazz. The show is called Calle de Cello and is performed every day at 6 o'clock at C2, which is venue 4 at St Columbia's by the Castle in Johnson Terrace. So, while I briefly exit stage left, being pursued by Bear, down Fido, and with the hope that you'll all pour yourself a generous glass of wine and join me for part 2, let's enjoy a preview of Calle de Cello.